Alright, so we got this thing back from, oh, what is up? Got some stumble happening. Weird. What the heck's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Half-Assed Garage. Today I'm going to answer a few questions right quick before I show you what's going on with the Dodge. That's one of the biggest questions that I get. And then another huge question I get is for shirts and stickers and when I will have those available. And the answer to that, unfortunately, is probably not for a while. I don't have enough demand to make the minimum orders that a lot of these places want. They're like $500 for minimum order of shirts. The print-on-demand places are crazy expensive. It would have been like over $40 per t-shirt for you guys, and that's ridiculous. So there's just not enough demand for those. The dye sublimation, of course there's a plane. The dye sublimation thing where it's printed out and then ironed on or heat pressed on wouldn't look good for me. And if you got any of my earlier stickers, you know that those things just did not come out good at all. So I'm not happy with those, and I don't want to send out anything else that is bad quality. So that place that I got those stickers from was supposed to fix the problem and give me new ones. I paid for them and everything. Never heard back from them. Nothing. So not doing that again. So I have to find a merchant for stickers that's reasonably priced for a small order. And shirt thing I'm just going to have to wait on until there's more of a demand, because that's a lot of money for basically a t-shirt that I'm just going to give away to a few people. I don't really sell merch because I'm not big enough of a channel yet to justify any of that. Who knows down the road? We'll just have to wait and see. So that's shirts and stickers. Stickers will come before shirts. I just don't know when. So that's what I got for you. So now on to the Dodge. So we're on our way home. Can't make this stuff up, folks. That's a tow truck behind me, and that tow truck has my Dodge D150 on it. Because on the way home, driving it from picking it up to get the trans fixed, and they fixed the trans, the fuel pump on my truck died. It's a brand new Walbro pump, and it died on a road not too dissimilar to this, except a lot more traffic. So it was on the side of the road. I got stung by yellow jackets. The tank insert that I made for my Walbro fuel pump pulled out of the tank again. And $5.50 per mile and a $70 hookup charge later, I'm tooling down the road to take my Ram back to my house. All right, there is the bill to tow it home, $123.60. On the back of this thing, which I'll get into tomorrow, right kind of at the top there, is the idle air control valve, where those wires are going into at the top. Right there. That's the idle air control valve. When this thing was acting up, it was just doing this weird like shunk, 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 shunk sound. And I don't know what that means. And as it was doing that, the idle would change quite a bit. So I'm not exactly sure how that system works. I never really paid attention to it. It's supposed to work out of the box. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the fuel pump being bad. So we'll try it. Fuel pump. Initial squirt. We'll try it again. We'll prime it again and see. Well, that was more than it did on the street. I hate taking my stuff anywhere and having people work on it. It's just probably a coincidence that it was running fine. Trans was weird. Took it into a shop that messed up the trans. And now the thing doesn't run and stranded me on the side of the road. So here's what was wrong with the trans. On the back, underneath the tail shaft, there is a pin that goes through the housing, and that pin holds I think it's the first and reverse servo arm, like a lever, like a rocker shaft. There's a pin that goes through the case. It's got an O-ring on it, and he said that that O-ring got tore, and it's a relatively common thing apparently. Whenever you slide that pin in, it can get snagged on a burr, tear it. He said when he pulled it out, that thing came out in 2 pieces. So the O-ring was shot, and that's apparently where it's leaking from, according to him. Now, I don't see any leaks yet. We'll check tomorrow. I looked on the way home. I was crawling around under this thing. Whenever I was out on the side of the road, I didn't see any trans leaks. So I guess that's good, right? So there's that. That's what was wrong with the transmission, apparently. This weird anomaly that it just happened to be on my way back that this happened, and I've taken the truck out a bunch and whatever, and it never skipped a beat until just tonight, and then it was catastrophic failure. You know, I don't know. I mean, the person that worked on this truck that did the trans is a reputable shop. So, and we have people that we know in common. So, I mean, you would think that it's not that big of a deal. They work on a lot of pretty awesome cars in there. So I wouldn't imagine that it would be something else. But he did say that he adjusted the timing, hooked up a couple of sensors that I didn't have hooked up, but I actually did, but they were controlled by the Holly. But it wasn't anything big. It was like, what you call it, temp, right? So you put a temp sender in it and oil pressure. But I've already had those things on. They were just, or I'm sorry, it wasn't oil pressure. I forgot what the other one was. But those were already controlled by the Holly. He just didn't look on the screen, or he didn't realize what they were saying. I don't know. He just didn't look at it. So he put those things in for me. It is what it is. I have no idea with this thing. Now what Jay says is he wants me to reroute my coil wires and put basically ferrite cores on it. Those things, if you ever saw electronics that have like your cord has like a big block, like a round thing on it, like a barrel, like stuck on the cord. Those are iron ferrite, like magnetic cores. They look like a donut. And that's supposed to take some of the noise out of the system. He thinks possibly there's some noise being generated by the coil wires interfering with the idle air control valve on this truck. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I mean, iron ferrite cores are cool, and but you know, I don't know if that's necessarily the smoking gun to this thing, but he suspects it. Iron ferrite cores are like dirt cheap, so I might as well try it. Reroute the coil wires. I'll give that a shot, but it's firing, which is more than it did earlier today. But it's going to rain for the next 5 days. I think that's what I was getting at. I should have left it, but I can't, because this upper rain sill, the rain gutter here, I don't know if I showed you guys a video of that or not, but these are super notorious on these Dodges to rust out here. So the seam sealer that they put down inside of here, it cracks, and then the water gets down, it gets inside the cab, it goes in the headliner, it runs down inside and rots these roof lines out right up in here. Once those roofs are rusty and they start going through, it's done. You got to replace the whole roof on it. So I took all of that stuff out, and I never replaced it because I haven't painted the truck yet. The truck isn't finished. So it wasn't ever supposed to be out in the elements, and that's why I couldn't do it. So we're supposed to get like way over an inch of rain. Like over the next 5 days, it's going to be like 4 inches of rain. Can't leave this thing sit out with that kind of weather. As far as the transmission goes, I guess it's fixed. I don't know. I never got to drive it long enough to find out. But when I was crawling around under there in the middle of the night in the dark, I found that my fuel pump module has pulled out of the tank again. So the extended grip range nut certs didn't work. They failed again. Some of you all suggested doing well nuts. Well, I don't think that the well nuts will work. So this is my solution. This is the gasket for my module, and this is the template for it. So my module is this big. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out some of my other videos on this Dodge, and you'll see the whole fuel pump or fuel tank, fuel pump modification that I made on it, and you'll understand that. So what I'm going to make is a backing plate that fits inside the tank, and my module will then go on top, and it'll sandwich the tank, let's say, between this backing plate and my module. So I think that'll solve all the problems of the nut certs not engaging correctly and pulling out of this soft ABS tank and all that. Also, I think one of the issues that I'm having is because the fuel tank is 6 feet long and, you know, big, there's no baffles in it at all. It's just a big ABS shell. There's an open cavity in there that, since my fuel pump is on like a stick that goes down to the bottom of the tank, the fuel rushing back is hitting that pump and just making it a giant lever and ripping my module right out of the top of the tank. So that's my theory anyway. It looks like it. I'll show you in a sec, and hopefully this will fix the problem. That's it. They don't make this tank. You can't buy this tank. You can't buy the sending unit for it. This 37-gallon tank is obsolete part. There are no parts for it, so I can't even like go get a different one and try it again with a different thing. This is it. So it either has to work or I have to get a different type of tank for it altogether. One of the smaller ones or off of a different truck. I don't know. That's a road I don't really want to go down right now. So yeah, anyway, hope that answers some of your questions, and I'll show you the fuel pump now. There you go. That's the problem with the module again. I can't really see up in there. I'm looking at the camera, but it looks like it's pulled out around here again and around there. You see the gaskets lifted up. So you can tell there's no room up there. Yeah, there's like no room at all between my fuel pump top and this cross member. That's the problem that I was kind of having with it, but that's how it goes. I didn't have any fuel leaks. Everything's good. All right, well, it doesn't look like my transmission leak is fixed yet. It's still leaking all over the place, back in there, all over the place. It's even dripping off the exhaust still. This was supposed to have been fixed. I'm assuming it's the same place. I'm not sure. You can see the size of the tank, what I was telling you about. It's a nightmare. It's huge. Now that the truck is up on stands, I think I can get some cans under here and drain the fuel out, but then pull the tank down and work on that. So as far as this goes, this is twice as bad as it was a week ago or a week and a half ago. So I guess I'm going to have to call the trans shop guys or whatever you want to call them, hot rod shop, and explain what's going on again. It's been so long since I've had them work on it. I don't know what the guy's going to say about it, but it's supposed to have a year warranty. It's definitely not been a year, so whatever. That's it. That's your update for the Dodge. Frustrating. So now you see what I'm dealing with and why I'm not super anxious to kind of get into this project right now. The other stuff was more fun, and it's getting cold, so I'll have all winter to work on it, that's for sure. So yeah, anyway, here I am under the damn truck. Spent way too much time under this truck and not enough time in it driving it. So you can see that it's kind of a mess and why I've been avoiding even getting into this. So I've been doing some other fun projects instead. Hope you didn't mind those. I'll get cracking on this Dodge here pretty soon. It's going to be a long winter, so I'll have lots of time to work on it over the months. So thanks. I just wanted to kind of answer some questions, let you guys know what was going on. Now that I have, I'm going to go inside where it's warm. So talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Check me out over on Instagram or whatever, and I'll see you later.